it just started. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Faith Taylor, and this is Erica Stanner.
Hi,
Say
Erica
hi.
Andino. I will be Erica's
Yeah,
number
adjust
one
my camera. There we go.
summer.
Freaking Chromebook there.
All right. So, Eric and I are
1 sec, I
doing
gotta take a phone call.
facilitate and friendship.
Hey.
All right. So, a little bit about me. I worked at a post office for the last 10 years of my life. And it was really hectic because I've always been a hands-on mom. And as you can see here, I've got theater kids and performing arts dance kids, as you see in the pictures. We love to travel. We're always traveling somewhere, always doing something. I'm always with the schools or with sports or something. And it was really tough working in the post office because they expect you to be there until the mail is out and until the work is done, and they don't like when you take off at all. And then I ended up getting hurt into the job about 7 years into the job, and I got put off from work until we could figure out what was going on. Well, that was really hard on me. I ended up going into a depression, thinking that I wasn't good enough, thinking I would never work again, thinking that my kids were disappointed in me, and that it was really getting to a very scary place in my mind. Things started to look a little bit better when I finally started talking with people about getting back to work. And so then I started searching for a new job and what could I do with where I was in my pain and in my injury. And I found the travel agent, sat there with Amy, listened, loved her energy, and was like, this is for me. Started out super overwhelming, could not believe how overwhelming it was when you first start. But then I jumped into team building on the first day. So I was doing both. You get that first business partner and you see the light in their eyes to start this new journey, and it starts to fill you. Well, I've been doing this, I think about 3 months now, not too long, but I'm now able to be at all my kids' things without any questions, any problems. I sew costumes for the kids' theaters, both of them, high school and middle school. I actually did her wolf costume in that picture right there, and did all her hair and makeup. It's a light for me to be there. And now I don't even have to worry anymore. I feel so calm and relaxed after a full day's work. We can sit here and work from the time we drop the kids off from school until about 5 o'clock when it's dinner time. And I feel completely relaxed. I don't feel overwhelmed or stressed or like, oh, I just need to put my feet up. I don't feel like that anymore. I feel good. I feel accomplished. And I'm just really happy to share this experience with everybody I come in contact with. So then we have Miss Erica Stanner.
Or you can call me Erica Andino for right now. Until next summer, whenever I get married to that handsome little gentleman in the top right-hand corner there, who is Jacob, by the way, who's just joined the team. So I also have my counterpart, just like Faith does. But we're from Pennsylvania, and I actually met Jacob at Pizza Hut, where I used to be a general manager. So my role at Pizza Hut kind of was very fluid into the team building aspect because I was so used to hiring people, facilitating people, and really just, getting them used to the whole new business that they decided to join. And this is kind of the same, except I really enjoy this a lot more because the people here are genuine and the family's so welcoming. And I couldn't ask for a better, accountability partner. Thank you, Faith, and thank you, Rachel. But about me, so technically I am a mom of 4 fur children, as you can see in the middle picture. I have a Cane Corso, a Beagle, 2 kitties, and they are my life. That's pretty much all I do. I sit at home with my animals and I tend to them and I work on my business. When I wake up, that's what I do. I work with my animals, I work with my business, and that's pretty much what my go-to is now. Sorry, I'm a little congested. I'm getting over being sick from the holidays. But so, I got laid off as being a general manager at Pizza Hut, and it's been a heck of a time trying to find a new job. And I eventually got onto LinkedIn because I couldn't find anything else anywhere else. And I just saw something that spoke to me, and it said travel. And I said, I love traveling. Why not give this a shot? And I tell you what, I couldn't be more thrilled that I decided to take this journey, because right now I think I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life as far as the work aspect goes, because I've never been happy in the corporate world, and working for myself is entirely different. And I promise you, you will never regret working for yourself versus working for somebody else.
I agree.
And that's pretty much about me. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of a story yet, but I'm working on that.
That's all that matters. Our journey, it's long.
Long journey.
All right. Let's start with, so we're doing familiarize, facilitate, and friendship. We're going to start with familiarize. Erica, would you like to get started?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So responding to a job inquiry is a good way to start getting familiarized. Sorry if I'm reading off of the script, so if I'm not looking at you guys, I'm looking down. But it's a good way to start getting familiarized with your new prospects. Start with a strong introduction when you respond to a job ad. Make sure to introduce yourself to the company and explain a little bit about your role in the company. Edify the company. Make sure you explain to the new prospect about the new prospect meetings and invite them to accompany you in the meeting. Give them a few different time slots. Everyone's schedule is different. If you have time to do more than 1 meeting a day, do it. For me, I do 3 meetings a day because I have the time to do it. If you have the time, do it. If you don't, make sure you switch it up a little bit. Give somebody or early morning slot. Give them a midday slot on a different day. Give them a night slot on a different day. Just try to switch it up, because not everybody's schedule is going to be the same as the next person. And allow time for real conversations. If they ask you questions, make sure you respond to them. There you go. Do you want to do this one?
Yeah, I can do this one. Have conversation. Here's an example right here on the screen. I see you got scheduled. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you in the meeting. Do you have any questions for me? Then they can either say, yes, actually, ... or, and this is where the script comes in, and we have a script, a shareable script ready, that if anybody's interested in looking at it, we can share it in the chat, I think so. Right, Erica?
Yes.
Okay. And their other answer would be no, not at this moment. Now, most of the time I try to get people to stay away from certain questions, because they tend to want to ask me, the first things out of their mouth are, is there a fee? And how much are you going to pay? And I want them to see the meeting and be a part of the webinar before we go into that, because I'm afraid that they'll get shut down right away. Oh, you're going to charge me. And then there's that whole, oh, I shouldn't have to pay to work. And I hate that. So I try to redirect with questions. If it's like, yes, I have a question. It's, how many hours do you work? Redirect and try to, well, you work as many hours as you're willing to put in. Well, how much does somebody normally make in this job? Well, that really depends on how much work that you're willing to put in. So then it goes to you. Okay, if you think of anything else between now and the meeting, feel free to ask. There's a few different ways. You want to have a good set of Q&A prompts ready, which I think I'm going to show y'all that. Let me go to that. The script. Obviously, no idea how to get out of this. Sorry guys, my screen is a little bit slow today. Here we go. All right, job posting. Do you want to clock in whenever you want? Do you want to stop being told what to do? Would you like to tell your bosses to take a hike and call your own shots? These are ideas of, I believe, why don't you explain this one, Erica? I believe this is the one you use.
Yeah, that's the top part is the job posting. So this is my script that I use for everything. This is my go-to. So I just go and I copy paste everything, and I have it kind of chronologically organized based off of how like a conversation would go. But if you scroll down to where the quick replies are, I think right on, or no, it's questions they may ask.
Questions they may ask. There we go.
Yes, those are the prompts. So like,
Right.
you know, yeah, there we go. If I can barely see that screen.
Okay,
you want to
is there, yeah, absolutely. Is there a fee to get certified? Yes, all agents need to be certified in order to sell travel legally. I can promise you it's no more than a pair of slip-resistant shoes that McDonald's requires, or the post office. They require the same. The free webinar will go over all of this in full detail. If you notice at the end of each of these answers, we are reiterating the free webinar. The free webinar walks you through this process, and they leave time for questions should you have any. The free webinar really goes into detail on what the startup cost covers, and you get to ask questions live. Whenever someone is asking me the same questions or questions that are complicated to ask without them knowing all the details, I try to make sure to answer them in a short reply, but then I say, but the free live webinar goes over everything, and you can ask questions at the end. And then if you have any other questions, I'm going to be in the webinar with you. You can send me a text afterwards, get a hold of me on LinkedIn. We can go over anything else you want to talk about. So I do try to get them to go to the webinar before we get into all of the questions. But these definitely help. If anyone wants this to be shared in the chat, just let us know and we'll get it in there before the training's over. Is there anything else you want to say about these prompts, Erica?
Well, what's really nice too is whenever you have a prompt already kind of in place, you can go and edit it a little bit to, you know, kind of flow with the conversation a little bit better. So people know that you're not talking to, you know, a computer. They know that they're talking to an actual human being. You don't want them to say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to make it to the meeting tonight. And then your script say something that doesn't, you know, really flow with it. Like it just, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying whenever you need to have a flow to a conversation, but make sure you go through and edit all of the things as you go along, because even though you have a basis of a script, it's smart to mix it up, because I've also had this issue on LinkedIn where people were asking questions. Now, this was when I first got started, and me and Kara Morrow had the same exact script prompts from Amy, and we both put them into the same exact person. And they sent me a screenshot of Kara's messaging to him, and he said, "Is this a scam?" And I was like, "No, this isn't a scam." That's when I realized I had to go edit my script and make it my own.
Right. You're
It's-
absolutely right.
That's definitely important.
All right, let's go back over here. All right. This is where we're at. Back on the slideshow. Do you want to take over this one?
Yes, where are we? Okay, so entice conversations. Let me know after you've scheduled your meeting so I can make sure it's shown up on my side, and then make sure you relate to them personally. If they say, "Hey, I'm a mom, a stay-at-home mom, and I need something to fit into my schedule," say, "Hey, I'm the same exact way, and I can show you exactly how to make this fit into your schedule." Or say, "Oh, we have a lot of, stay-at-home moms in the company that are really successful." Let them make sure that they feel comfortable enough to want to be in a part of this family unit. They're not going to want to come if they're not going to feel like it's fit for them. So make sure, don't lie to people, but make sure you let them know that there are ways to, make this work for them, and show them how you or somebody else has already done those things.
I hear. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. You're fine.
I was going to say, I hear a lot. I'm a single mom and I need a different income. I need something I can count on. And I love to tell them there's this woman in our company who is a single mom of 3. And when she first started, she had 3 under 3. And she's one of the top earners in our company. And she supports her family and doesn't worry anymore. She is a rock star in the company. She works hard and puts effort into what she does, and she's really building herself a nest egg.
Another thing that you can relate to them, a lot of people are worried about the fees and how much it's going to cost them in the long run. And a good way to relate to them, say, "Hey, there were people that started this company, like Amy Cabrera, who didn't have a dime to her name and she made it to the top." Like, you just got to relate back to the most successful things that you can think of, the things that their worries were also Amy's worries. So relate that somehow, make it for them, because that's what this is for. This job is going to be for them. This is going to be their business, and you want to make sure that they are going to feel comfortable doing it. Let's see. Where are we at?
We are
I'm looking at my
You're right.
looking at my notes.
We are at the examples where we are asking them, "Would you like to join a webinar with me?" And they're like, "Yes." When would be a good time? And you're like, "Okay, fantastic. I have a few slots available in the next few days. If you go to my calendar, you can choose which time works best for you." Now, this is where Calendly comes into play. Would you like to explain how you do Calendly?
So for Calendly, I set up my Calendly to only allot 3 or 4 days of time slots. And like I said, I'm a nut. I do 3 meetings a day if I can. And
I do too.
But I direct them to my Calendly link, and to avoid them feeling like it's impersonal, I make sure that they call, like, I give them a call to action. I say, "Make sure you let me know when you're done scheduling." I know it's going to show up on my end, but they don't know that. So I want them to somehow start a conversation back up with me saying, "Hey, okay, great. I got scheduled," and then that's whenever you can open up the conversation and say, "What kind of questions do you have for me, if any?" And if they don't, say, "Okay, great. I'd love to see you at the meeting, and I will get in touch with you and reconfirm that you're coming to the meeting. And until then, if you think of anything, go ahead and feel free to ask, ask questions. That's what we're here for." And another thing is, don't be afraid Is that the next slide?
Yes, maybe. Yes. Ah, yes.
Don't be afraid to say you're welcome. Get out of the habit of saying not a problem, because the latter can insinuate that someone has been a burden of your time. Say things like, it's my pleasure, or anytime. It will gain a new business partner's trust. So just, think of how that would come back to you. Like if somebody says, not a problem, how would you take that? You want to be the most positive type attitude person as a mentor. And that's what you want to, project to your new business partners, because you want them to gain trust in you. And that's a good way to do it.
Great.
Let's see. And then where are we at? That's the next.
I was going to see that was, yep, this is next. All right.
Okay.
So we ask them, do me a small favor. Keep me as a contact in case you have a change of heart. It can be a nice side job. We have incredible travel perks that are totally worth looking into. And if you yourself ever need a travel agent, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to hook you up with some incredible deals. I found that when I tell people, keep me in mind if you ever want to travel, they really enjoy that. They come back with, wow, okay, yeah, I will. Like they seem surprised because they're still expecting it to be a scam. So when you come back and you're like, I'll book your travel, they're like, oh, okay, wait a minute. And I've actually had 2 people who, when I responded to them with, keep me in mind if you ever want to travel, I'd love to book your travel. They're like, you know what? I think I will go to that webinar. Let me hear a little bit more about it. And it's like they're testing us almost. So I've actually had 2 prospects come to a meeting, and I think 1 joined from that conversation. Worked out amazingly. I loved that.
We actually have an agent on the line who just did that same exact prompt script you're looking at right now. Rachel, you want to tell us about your little journey there with your booking?
Yes.
Be quiet, I gotta talk. Hi, you might hear my son in the background, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So I used this scripture and it was a potential prospect, but after I sent it, she said, well, I'm not really interested in joining at the moment, but I will definitely keep you in my contacts and reach you about trips. And she's actually calling me tonight to talk about a few trips that she might want to book.
Oh my, that's awesome.
So these scripts are pure gold. They're lifesavers, and Erica should sell them. They are so gold.
Now, I didn't originate them, but I made my own, and I've definitely added a lot onto it because you can never be too prepared.
You are not wrong. You can definitely never be too prepared. To facilitate, we reach out an hour before the meeting. An example would be you would email them an hour before to reconfirm their attendance, text 30 minutes before if they do not respond to the email, ask them to add an identifier to their name. So I like to say,
Is it there? Oh, I can't hear anything. Okay, so Faith lost power to her house, computer went off, and we lost the slides. So, hey Jody, how do you want me to do this?
It is up to you. Do you remember what, like, where you guys left off? Like, can you just talk about it, or you
Yeah,
need the
sure.
slides? Yeah, keep
Yeah,
going.
no, I don't need the slides technically. I was just kind of didn't know how you wanted to do this.
Yeah.
It just popped up on my phone that she lost her power. So here, let me get back to it. Okay, so the whenever you want to, oh, I think she was talking about the identifiers. Yes. Okay. So ask your team or ask your prospects to add an identifier like behind their name. So for me, my team is Team Ohana, and I asked them to put Ohana after their name. Now I'm going to tell you that it's really easy to search for people whenever all you have to do is go to the very top of the bar, search bar in the list of people, and you just type in that one specific keyword. So that way all of the people pop up at once. That way, if you have multiple people on one meeting, it's really easy to keep track of them. So make sure, oh, and then, don't be afraid to use an identifier for yourself. So if you're an executive consultant, a bronze consultant, a silver consultant, you can put that behind your name. You want to make sure that you're thank you, Jennifer. You want to make sure that, the people that you've invited are also able to find you pretty easily. If your person drops off the line super early, reach out to them and see if they lost the connection. If they drop off towards the end but didn't stay for sign up, reach out with a thank you for attending the webinar. Give them a call to action, like, what was your favorite part of the meeting? And we hear it said in the meetings, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to ask yourself, because they might not have responded in the meeting, and they might actually say something pretty interesting that you can relate to back and make it relatable. Always make sure that you're able to say, if they say, hey, my favorite part was the free cruises, be like, oh, mine too. Make sure that you let them know that, hey, as soon as you get signed up, you can get certified for Princess Cruises and earn a free cruise. And then when they do sign up, make sure you give them an email, like walking them through the process. For me, when I send my link, I actually send a whole email with like, sign up for a new email address. I give them my link, and then I tell them to email me from their brand new email address after they're finished signing up. So like, I give them, a walkthrough of every process. If they ask you for your link but haven't signed up, reach out again. Say, hey, I noticed you didn't finish signing up yet. Just wanted to reach out and see if there was anything I could help you with. I know sometimes signing up can be a little tricky, and then also give them an incentive to, like, motivate them a little bit to, get back to you and say, I also wanted to let you know that I can only honor that travel voucher until, whatever time that you've agreed upon for their gift. Say, if this is something you're really considering doing, I don't want you missing out on this opportunity. Say, I would also like to disclose that there's also a small chance that Archer can change the price of the enrollment fee, and they've done it before in the past. This will allow them to be like, all right, I need to get on the ball and message them back about this. So when your new business partner signs up, help them get certified. You don't have to do the trainings with them, but tell them where to go and what to do. You have to let them know and have them let you know when they're finished. I thought Faith was back on. Oh, hang on one second. Yes. Okay, I think she's trying to get back on. So, whenever they get signed up and everything, I send another email out, after they've responded back to me, and I will walk them through the entire process. Like, I don't know if you can see my phone here. Let me try to blow up this image. No, it's not going to work. But, I give bullet points. Like, I let them know to go on the Infinity Way, and I tell them to make sure that they watch all the videos in step 1, and I write down the video titles one by one by one, and I give them bullet points. So that way they know exactly what to do. And if they wanted to, they can print it off and use it as a checklist. And then, you know, new agent surveys. So this is something that I've learned from Jody and I've kind of adopted as my own thing. But new agent surveys can help you understand your new team members' goals, their time availability, and a possibility of becoming a team builder. And this is one way to do, you know, your team building, you know, to make sure that you're reaching out to the right people about who wants to team build. You know, you don't want to have to pester everybody because that's not what they're here for. They're here for booking travel. But if they do want to do the optional side, you want to make sure that you reach out to the correct ones. So friendship.
Can I just say something regarding that?
Yes, absolutely.
So for all of Team Horizon, I will send out new agent surveys to every single person that signs up. I usually try and do it every day for the people who signed up the day before. Like I was away this week, so I did it for a few days. Once they fill that out and send it back, I will send it to whoever is their mentor. So you don't have to do it yourself. I will do that for you.
See, I was trying to take some pressure off you, Jody.
Yeah, no, you know why? The reason I do that is I don't know that every mentor would do it. So I figure let me do it and then send it out to the mentors. And that will help us with team building, because as you said, if they say they're interested or maybe reach out to them and then say, okay, you're interested in team building. And what I always say to somebody is, are you interested now? Or do you want to check back with me once you do a little more of training? And some people want to wait and some people are ready to start right away.
Right. That's why I kind of put in my survey, you know, yes, I want to be a team leader. No, I don't. Or maybe let me contact you in the future kind of thing. But let me see here. So, okay, so the friendship aspect. When your new team member adds you to Facebook, try to ease them into it. You know, talk to them. You don't add them to 20 bazillion chats all at once. You know, put them in the 2 main chats. And before you even do that, actually have a conversation. Use some icebreakers. Things that I use with my new agents. I say, now that you're a new certified travel agent, where are you going first? And sometimes people, you know, they'll have the same exact kind of location that you would like to go to. So that way you can relate to them pretty easily. Sometimes, you know, they say things that you didn't even think of. One of my agents told me that they wanted to go to Barbados. And I was like, oh, that's such a cool first, you know, bucket list place to go. You know, just be relatable and make sure that, you know, that they're able to talk to you too. You don't want them to be able, like, you don't want them sitting in the corner thinking that you're not approachable. Be approachable. Let's see. I already got about that. Oh yeah, make sure that you're available. Answer questions, you know, make sure you direct them to the chats with, you know, bigger questions and stuff like that. But, you know, if they ask you some small questions, that's, yeah, answer them. Just talk to people. I mean, I do spend a lot of time talking to my new agents, but I'll tell you what, the ones that stayed on are the ones that talk to me, and they're the ones that I talk to back. Let's see. Make sure you do your introductions on Facebook. So like I said, whenever I'm talking to them in the very beginning, I ask them where they want to go first. And I'll somehow work that into my introductions on Facebook, you know, make them feel like a part of the family. Make sure that, you know, they feel involved and connected and, you know, plugged in all the time. Let's see. So I do a weekly check-in with everybody. I'll send them like a little survey attached to an email because I don't want to pester everybody all the time. My new agents, I will talk to on a regular basis. I'll talk to them every single day. You know, once they're there for a couple more weeks and they're getting a little more acclimated, you know, I'll kind of back off. Yeah, but you don't want to be a nuisance to them either, because I'm sure they have lives just like you have a life. But let me, these notes, sorry. And oh, make sure you read between the lines. If your new agents do not respond to you right away and they're just not responsive at all, maybe they just like to work on their own. Maybe they don't like somebody breathing down their neck, because I mean, what are we here to be? Entrepreneurs, and not everybody wants that boss mentality. So you can't be that boss. And make sure you celebrate every success. You know, go above and beyond. Oh, Faith's back. Maybe. I think. She's,
Hey,
oh, there you go.
okay, I'm back. I'm guessing we're at the end, aren't we? I'm so sorry, y'all.
Not exactly at the end. I'm at
And you know what?
celebrate every success if you want to finish her off.
Can I say one thing too, Erica?
Absolutely.
So when I first started
Yes.
team building, I told everyone to contact me with any questions. Text me, contact me, and I changed that. And I tell people, do not text me separately. I say, put the questions in the chat. And I do that for 3 reasons, what I tell them, and I'll also tell you what I say, why I do that. Number 1, if I'm not available, you're waiting on me. When I drive to my daughter, it's a 6-hour drive. When I get there, I'm not going to get out of my car and check my messages. So I could be gone for 10 hours. Number 2, people sometimes ask me questions I don't remember from January of 2020. When I first joined. So sometimes new agents can actually help new agents more than a mentor can help. And number 3, if you have that question, someone else has that question. But the main reason I started doing that is to get my chats active. And the more that people are active in the chats, the more they stay. So rather than just having them have that one-on-one relationship with you exactly, tell them to ask questions in the chat. And what I tell them is, if the question gets overlooked for an hour, repost it, tag me. I will either get you the answer or tell you where to go for the answer. But once you see them being active in your chats, especially when you're a silver, the chats start off very slow. But once you start getting them active in it, it's just how we feel. It's like we have a family. So I highly recommend doing that. And the other thing is, when you're a silver and you're first starting in the chats as well, I know I'm sort of jumping ahead. If you're a silver, your chats are very slow. Tag somebody, put the calendar out for the day and say, hey, Erica, I think New Agent 101 would be great for you today. You might want to jump on, and get people involved that way as well.
I have actually been trying to do that lately.
Yeah. And then you can you always say, what's your goal for today? What are you jumping on? And Versa just said she tries, but only if you interact. You got to build it up and just keep building it. And eventually you'll start seeing that they will start interacting.
Thank you, Jody.
Sure.
I think we lost Faith again. Did we? Yep. I'm thinking we lost Faith again. All right. Okay, I guess this is kind of the end of it. So make sure you celebrate every success. Hype people up just the way that you'd want to be hyped up. Go in the chats and announce that somebody made their first booking, announce that they've made a hefty booking, make sure that you always celebrate every single success. If your, team builders become executive, bronze, silver, platinum, whatever, especially if they become platinum, make sure you celebrate that. You were celebrated, and make sure that you also do that for your team members, because that's one of the most important things. And I've seen a couple of people get, you know, missed or forgotten about. And that's exactly the reason why I named my team Team Ohana, because, you know, I want to make sure that everybody is included, you know, nobody left behind, nobody forgotten mentality. But, you know, and that's kind of where I was getting to with the answering, you know, questions in the chats and stuff like that. You know, be polite, but don't be a pushover. If you don't know an answer, direct them politely to the team chat. That's so Jody kind of already touched on that part, but if they seem a little needy, kindly remind them that this is their business and that you are quite busy yourself, even though you are their mentor. Everybody has lives, you know, and everybody has to also understand that if you can't get to them, they have to also kind of understand that we're busy just like everybody else. And that's exactly what the team chats are for. So that's why I kind of said, you know, answer questions whenever you have the time and the availability, you know, and they might be just initial like signing on questions, or, you know, what did you mean in your email about, you know, this, you know, particular video or this particular document, you know, it might just be simple questions. So, I mean, I don't have any problems answering simple questions, but like there are some, you know, of the bigger questions too, that like Jody said, that need to go into the chat, because that's going to make everybody else's lives easier. A copy of the script. Absolutely. Let me see if I can do that on here. I might not be able to. Rachel, can you actually send that? I think you have, or if I send it to you, can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, either way. It might be easier if you do it, like send it to me and then I'll send it out, because a lot of it I changed already. So it has all of my stuff.
Right. I'm pulling up the one that I have.
Okay, yeah, just send it to my email.
Copy link. I'm actually just going to send it to you in Messenger, because.
Okay, that works.
Where are you at here? There we are. I'm on 2 separate devices, so that's not very helpful for me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay. So let's see. I'm checking the chat. Even though we don't have Faith with us, are there any questions? Oh, thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
No questions? All right. Oh, you're so welcome, Elizabeth.
You did great. Oh, you are so welcome.
Thank you. First timer. Thank you, Versa. How are we making you look bad, Jennifer? Thank you, guys. I'm glad that these are helpful. Awesome. I was a little worried. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any questions. Thank you, Shakita.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to check that out for later then. Oh, are we back?
we're back.
Faith's back for the very end.
I am so sorry, y'all. And my computer is not working, so I'm now on my phone. I don't have the slides anymore.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna do my next training with Erica and I'm gonna all of a sudden pop off because my power is gone.
She was like, "No, you're gonna do this all by yourself."
I just will get the credit for it. I'll start it, I'll say hello, and oops, all of a sudden.
I really
I
feel
just wish
bad.
I had the PowerPoint presentation. That way I could have still kept going.
You know what, honestly, Faith, when you were doing this today and you mentioned this morning what your weather was like, I sort of expected that to happen.
I didn't. I was like, oh, it's looking better and it's passed and we'll be good. No. So sorry, y'all.
Just remember to end the recording.
So I can't do it now.
Oh, you
Oh
can.
no. Can I do it? Oh,
You're
yes, I can.
co-host. Yep.
Yep.
Did it